Welcome to the Lore Lodge. Tonight, we're descending into the world of Final Fantasy VII. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop. Feel the weight of the day begin to lift. The story is waiting for you. Picture this. You are on a train, but it's not the gentle rocking of a commuter service. It's a heavy industrial thing, a beast of iron and steel rattling through the dark. The air is thick with the smell of ozone, hot metal, and something else, something faintly sweet, like an unnatural spring. It's the scent of energy itself. You glance at your reflection in the grimy window. A face you barely recognize looks back, its eyes glowing with a faint, otherworldly light. Outside, there is only darkness, punctuated by the rhythmic flash of signal lights that seem miles away. You can feel the vibration of the engine through the soles of your boots, a constant, powerful hum that seems to resonate deep in your chest. This is a city that never sleeps, because it is a city that is always working, always consuming. This is Midgar. The city of Midgar is not a city in the way you might understand it. It is not a sprawling collection of towns and villages that grew together over centuries. It is an act of industrial will, a statement, a monument to power, built with steel and fueled by the very lifeblood of the planet. Imagine a colossal pizza, miles wide, held up on a single central pillar. That is the foundational concept. A great circular plate, raised high above the scarred and forgotten ground. Upon this plate, the privileged live. The employees of the Shinra Electric Power Company. The managers, the executives, the wealthy and the well-connected. They live in pristine sectors with clean air, manicured parks, and a sun that they believe is real. But the plate that holds up their world also casts a shadow. A permanent, unending shadow. Down below, in the darkness, live the others. The poor, the forgotten, the workers who keep the machine running. They live in the slums, built in the shadow of the plate, from the discarded scrap and industrial runoff of the world above. For them, the sky is not a blue expanse of possibility. It is a ceiling of rusting metal. A constant, oppressive reminder of their place in the world. Sunlight is a myth, something their grandparents talked about. Their days are lit by the sickly green glow of the Mako reactors, and the cold, unfeeling electric lights powered by the very thing that poisons their land and their water. And at the center of it all, piercing the sky like a spear, is the Shinra headquarters. A tower of glass and steel that reaches higher than anything else, a modern-day Tower of Babel. It is from here that the Shinra Company governs. Not just the city, the world. Shinra did not begin as a global superpower. Like many corporations, it started small. A weapons manufacturer. They built guns, tanks, machines of war. They were good at it, very good. They profited from conflict, selling to all sides, their innovation fueled by the endless demand for more efficient ways for people to hurt one another. But their true rise to power came with a discovery, the discovery of Mako energy. They found that the planet itself had a circulatory system, a river of spiritual energy that flowed beneath the surface of the earth, the life stream. And they discovered that they could drill into it, pump it out, and refine it into a near-limitless source of power. Imagine discovering that the Earth's core was not molten rock, but pure, liquid electricity that you could just tap. The Industrial Revolution, the Atomic Age, the Information Age, all of it would seem like children playing with sticks in comparison. That was the power Shinra had unearthed. Mako reactors were built across the globe. Great, ugly structures that drilled deep into the planet's crust. And the center of this new world, the capital of this corporate empire, was Midgar. A city built around 8 of these colossal reactors, each one sucking the green life energy from the ground day and night without cease. This energy powered everything: the lights, the trains, the factories. It even powered their soldiers. Shinra's elite fighting force, known simply as Soldier, were men and women infused with Mako. It gave them superhuman strength, speed, and resilience. Their eyes glowed with its telltale light. They were living weapons, the perfect symbols of Shinra's dominion over both nature and humanity. You feel the train begin to slow. The rhythmic clatter of the tracks changes pitch, becoming a screech of protesting metal. You stand up, your hand gripping the hilt of a sword that is impossibly large. It's not so much a blade as a slab of sharpened steel, almost as tall as you are. A tool of a former trade. You are a mercenary, ex-soldier, first class. Your name is Cloudstrife. But you are not here on Shinra business. Quite the opposite. You are working for a man who despises everything Shinra stands for. A man who sees Mako not as a power source, but as the planet's blood. And he believes the reactors are open wounds, slowly bleeding the world dry. The train doors hiss open. You step out onto a cold metal platform. You are inside the Mako reactor number 1. The air hums. It's a low, bassy thrum that you feel in your teeth. The green light of the Mako energy casts long, eerie shadows. Pipes as thick as ancient trees snake along the walls and ceilings, carrying the raw energy to be processed. You are met by a group. They are rebels. Eco-terrorists, Shinra's propaganda would call them. They call themselves Avalanche. Their leader is a mountain of a man named Barrett Wallace. He has a gun for an arm. A custom-made Gatling gun grafted onto his right stump. It's a brutal, unsubtle piece of engineering, much like the man himself. Barrett does not trust you. He sees your glowing eyes, the mark of Soldier, and he sees a traitor, a corporate lapdog. To him, you represent everything he is fighting against. The fact that you are taking his money to help him is an irony that is not lost on him. He makes his disdain clear with every gruff word and suspicious glare. He bellows orders, his voice echoing in the vast chamber. The ex-Soldier is with us. Don't you trust him? It's a statement, not a question, a test. He wants to see how you react, how the others react. His team is a small, dedicated cell. Biggs, a cool-headed man who seems to be the most professional of the bunch. Wedge, large and kind-hearted, whose nervousness is palpable in the humming air. And Jesse, the group's technician and bomb maker, a bright spark of determined energy who seems more fascinated by the reactor's technology than afraid of it. Your job is simple. Get them to the reactor core, plant the bomb, get out. For you, it is just a job. The money is good. The past is something you try not to think about. Memories come in flashes. Confusing, contradictory, a burning village, a silver-haired man, a promise made to a childhood friend. You push them down. The mission is all that matters. You lead the way. Your training kicks in. You move with an efficiency that seems alien to the others. Security systems are bypassed. Shinra guards, little more than corporate security in fancy uniforms, are dispatched with an almost casual grace. The Buster Sword, your impossibly large weapon, moves like an extension of your own arm, cutting through metal and flesh with equal ease. The inside of the reactor is a labyrinth. Catwalks stretch over dizzying drops. The green glow of the Mako below is mesmerizing. It looks like a flowing river of emerald light. It's beautiful, in a terrifying, unnatural way. You can feel its energy in the air, a static charge that makes the hairs on your arms stand up. For most people, prolonged exposure is dangerous. It can cause mutations, madness. For you, it feels familiar, like a forgotten taste on the tip of your tongue. Jessie works her magic on the electronic locks, her fingers dancing across her portable console. She looks at you with a kind of hero worship. To her, an ex-soldier is a living legend. You are the myth Shinra created, turned against them. She asks you about Soldier, about the headquarters, about the stories. You give her short, non-committal answers. It is not a past you wish to revisit. You reach the core. It is a vast, cavernous chamber. In the center, suspended by enormous conduits, is the heart of the reactor. A pulsing, swirling vortex of raw Mako energy. The sound here is immense. A deafening roar of power. It is like standing next to a waterfall made of pure light. Barrett stares at it, his face a mask of rage and grief. He speaks of the planet. He calls it a living being. He says he can hear it screaming. He looks at you, his one good eye burning with conviction. You hear it, don't you? The planet's cry. You hear nothing but the hum of machinery. You shrug. You're hearing things. For you, this is not a crusade. It is a demolition job. But for Barrett, it is a sacred act, a strike against the devil himself. You set the bomb, a simple device cobbled together by Jesse in their secret workshop. The timer is set, 10 minutes. Plenty of time to get clear. But as you turn to leave, something goes wrong. A siren blares. Red lights flash, bathing the core in a hellish crimson glow. You have been detected. A security system activates. A colossal mechanized scorpion, a guard scorpion, drops from the ceiling, its metal legs crashing onto the catwalk. Its tail glows, charging a laser cannon. This is what Shinra uses to guard its most precious assets. Over-engineered, brutally efficient killing machines. Barrett opens fire with his gun arm, bullets sparking harmlessly off the robot's thick armor. The others take cover. It is up to you, the professional, the ex-soldier. The fight is a blur of motion and sound. You duck and weave, the robot's machine gun fire chewing up the metal floor where you just stood. You learn its patterns, the telltale sign of its tail rising before it fires its main cannon. You bark orders. Attack while its tail is up. Barrett, despite his distrust, listens. He understands combat. You feel a surge of something, the Mako in your system, the muscle memory of 100 battles you can't quite recall. You leap, the Buster sword arcing through the air. You bring it down on the machine's leg, shearing through armor plating. Sparks fly. The machine staggers. It's a dance of brute force and tactical precision. Eventually, the machine falls. It crashes to the ground, a wreck of smoking metal and severed wires. The immediate threat is gone, but the timer on the bomb is still ticking. Now, it is a race against time. The escape is chaotic. Doors slam shut. Security forces swarm the corridors. You fight your way back, a whirlwind of steel and fury. Biggs and Wedge use explosives to clear a path. Jesse overrides security protocols on the fly. Barrett provides covering fire, a constant stream of bullets keeping the guards at bay. You work as a team. Not a perfect team. A dysfunctional, argumentative, cobbled-together team. But a team nonetheless. You make it to the main gate just as the timer on the bomb hits 0. There is no Hollywood explosion. At first, there is just a deep, shuddering groan, a sound of immense pressure being released. Then, the ground beneath you trembles. A wave of heat washes over you as the reactor core breaches. You run. You run as the structure begins to tear itself apart around you. You look back. A column of fire and green Mako energy erupts into the night sky, punching a hole through the metal plate above. The explosion is strangely beautiful. A violent, brilliant flower blooming in the industrial darkness. For a moment, the slums are illuminated by a light brighter than they have ever known. You get separated from the others in the chaos. You find yourself alone on the streets of Sector 1. The city is in panic. People are running, screaming. Shinra propaganda immediately floods the public screens, blaming the explosion on terrorists from the neighboring nation of Wutai. A convenient lie. A way to stoke fear and justify their military presence. You are just a mercenary. Your job is done. You are supposed to get your money and disappear. But something holds you back. A memory. A promise. You need to get back to the rendezvous point. A bar in the Sector 7 slums called Seventh Heaven. As you navigate the panicked crowds, you turn a corner and bump into someone. A young woman. She is selling flowers. In the midst of the chaos, the fire, and the fear, she is standing with a basket of simple yellow flowers. It is an absurd sight. Flowers do not grow here under the plate. Nothing natural does. She looks at you, her green eyes wide. She doesn't seem afraid, just concerned. She offers you a flower. "It's all right," she says, her voice calm amidst the noise. "You're safe now." You take the flower. Its petals are soft, impossibly delicate in your calloused soldier's hand. For a moment, the world seems to go quiet. The alarms, the sirens, the shouting, it all fades away. There is only you, this girl, and the impossible flower. Her name is Aerith, and you have just stumbled into a story far larger than a simple bombing mission. A story about the planet, about an ancient, mystical race, and about a threat that could unravel reality itself. But for now, you just have to find your way back to a bar. The Sector 7 slums are a maze. Built without a plan, they are a chaotic jumble of corrugated iron shacks, repurposed shipping containers, and walkways made from scrap metal. Pipes drip a constant, grimy rain onto the streets below. The only light comes from neon signs, flickering advertisements, and the ever-present green glow from the Mako pipes that run like veins through the entire slum district. You can smell it all. The damp earth, the rust, the smell of cheap noodles from a street vendor, and the faint, sweet chemical tang of Mako that permeates everything. It is a place of poverty, yes, but it is also a place of incredible resilience. People live here. They work, they love, they raise families. They have built a community in the shadow of a world that has forgotten them. You find Seventh Heaven. From the outside, it is just another building in the slum. A little better constructed, perhaps. Inside, it is a cozy, welcoming space. A warm light glows from the bar. It is run by Tifa Lockhart, your childhood friend, the one you made the promise to. Tifa is a study in contrasts. She is a skilled martial artist, her hands capable of breaking bones. But she carries herself with a gentle, almost shy demeanor. She is the heart of a Valanche, the one who keeps the idealistic Barrett grounded. She worries about the consequences of their actions, about the civilians caught in the crossfire. She saw the explosion. She knows what they have done. She sees you. Relief floods her face, quickly followed by concern. She patches you up, her touch gentle. There is a history between you. A shared childhood in a mountain town far from this metal monstrosity. A promise you made before you left to join Soldier. A promise to come and save her if she was ever in trouble. And here you are. But you are not the same boy who left all those years ago. Your memories are broken. Your past is a fog. You are a stranger to her and to yourself. Barrett and the others return. They are celebrating. They see the explosion as a victory, a blow against the monolithic Shinra. They have shown the world that the company is not invincible. Barrett claps you on the back, his earlier suspicion replaced by a grudging respect. You fought well. You earned your pay. He has a daughter, a little girl named Marlene. She is waiting for him in the bar. Seeing him with her, the fierce, angry revolutionary transforms into a doting, gentle father. It is a reminder of what they are fighting for. not just an abstract ideal about saving the planet, but for a future. For the children who have to grow up under this steel sky. They talk about the next mission, another reactor. The plan is to hit them hard and fast, to cripple Midgar's power supply and force Shinra to listen. You are a mercenary. You should take your money and leave. But Tifa asks you to stay, for one more job. The pay is good, she says. But you can see in her eyes that it is not about the money. She is worried. About Barrett, about the path they are on, and about you. You agree to stay. Perhaps it is for the money. Perhaps it is for Tifa. Or perhaps it is because, for the first time in a long time, you feel like you are a part of something. A broken, dysfunctional family of rebels, fighting a war they cannot possibly win, from a secret base underneath a neighborhood bar. Let's take a moment to understand the true scale of Shinra. It is not just a power company. It is a government. It has its own military, its own police force, its own news network, and its own research and development division that dabbles in everything from space exploration to genetic engineering. The man at the top is President Shinra. He is not a king or an elected official. He is a CEO, a ruthless, pragmatic businessman who saw the planet's life stream and put a price on it. He believes that progress requires sacrifice. If the planet has to die for humanity to prosper, so be it. To him, Avalanche are not freedom fighters. They are Luddites. They are obstacles to profit. Beneath him are his executives. Heidegger, the head of public safety, a cruel, bombastic man with a laugh like grinding gears. He controls the military and the police. Scarlet, the head of weapons development, a woman with a chilling laugh and a passion for creating ever more destructive toys. Palmer, the head of the fledgling space program, a portly, ineffectual man who dreams of the stars while sipping tea laced with lard. And Reeve Twesty, the head of urban development. He is the architect of Midgar, the man who designed the plate and the reactors. But he is a man with a conscience. A dangerous thing to have in the Shinra boardroom. And then there are the Turks, Shinra's special operations unit. They are not soldiers. They are spies, assassins, and problem solvers. They operate in the shadows, doing the company's dirty work. They wear sharp suits, not uniforms. They're intelligent, cunning, and dangerously competent. They are led by a man named Seng, cool, professional, and utterly loyal to the company. His subordinates are Reno, a cynical, red-headed agent with an electromag rod, and Rude, a silent, bald giant who communicates with his fists. They are the ones tasked with finding and eliminating Avalanche. This is the power you are up against. A global corporation with a private army, a legion of genetically enhanced super soldiers, a black ops unit of elite agents, and control over the world's media and energy supply. And what does Avalanche have? A handful of idealists, a man with a gun for an arm, a martial artist, a tech expert, and a mercenary with a broken mind and a very big sword. The odds are not just long, they are astronomical, a statistical impossibility. But you prepare for the next mission. The target is the Sector 5 reactor. The plan is the same. Take the train, infiltrate the facility, plant the bomb. But this time, Shinra is ready. They are expecting you. The journey on the train is different. There is no bravado. The reality of what they have done has sunk in. People were hurt in the Sector 1 explosion. The news, controlled by Shinra, paints Avalanche as monsters. Tifa is quiet, wrestling with her conscience. Barrett is louder than ever, his anger a shield against his own doubt. He insists that sacrifice is necessary, that the planet's life is worth more than a few human lives. You sit apart, cleaning your sword. You are the outsider, the professional. You are not burdened by their ideology, but you watch them, you listen, and you remember a flower girl in a ruined church. The mission goes wrong from the start. Shinra has implemented a new ID scan system on the train. You are forced to jump from the moving carriages, one by one, a desperate gamble to avoid capture. You land hard in a train graveyard, a dark, forgotten tunnel filled with the rusted hulks of old locomotives. It is a maze of decaying metal. You navigate the tunnels, fighting off security drones and mutant creatures that thrive in the Mako-polluted darkness. The camaraderie of the group is tested. Barrett's aggressive leadership clashes with Tifa's more cautious approach. You find yourself in the middle, a stoic, calming presence, your combat prowess, the only thing holding the group together. You make it to the Sector 5 reactor. It is a mirror of the first one. The same humming pipes, the same green glow. But the security is heavier. The guards are more alert. You can feel the tension in the air. It is a trap. You fight your way to the core, but just as you are about to set the bomb, you are confronted. Not by guards, but by President Shinra himself. He appears on a giant view screen, a smug, condescending smile on his face. He congratulates you. He tells you that your actions have been useful. You have helped him turn public opinion against Wutai. You have been his unwitting pawns. And then he springs his trap. A new weapon. The Airbuster. A massive flying robot bristling with cannons and missiles. It is a far more advanced model than the Guard Scorpion. It is faster, stronger, and more intelligent. And it has been designed specifically to counter your tactics. The battle is fierce. The catwalk you are fighting on is narrow. A fall means a long drop into the Mako stream below. The Airbuster bombards you from all sides. You are separated from Barrett and Tifa, fighting on your own. It pushes you to your limits. You rely on instinct, on the fragments of soldier training that still remain. You manage to defeat it. But the damage from the battle is too great. The catwalk collapses. Barrett and Tifa are on one side. You are on the other, clinging to a broken piece of railing. You cannot hold on. You fall. You fall into the darkness, into the green glow of the Mako below. The last thing you see is Tifa's horrified face, her hand reaching out for you. The last thing you hear is her scream. Then, silence. You do not die. You land, somehow, on a bed of flowers, yellow flowers, the same kind the girl was selling. You have fallen through the roof of an old, dilapidated church in the Sector 5 slums. It is the only place in the entire slum where anything grows. A small, impossible miracle. You wake up to a face looking down at you. It is her, the flower girl, Aerith. She is not surprised to see you. It is almost as if she was expecting you. She tells you that this place is special. The flowers grow here because the live stream is close to the surface. It is a sacred place. There is a serenity about her, a calmness that feels out of place in this city of steel and noise. She speaks of the planet as if it is a friend. She seems to understand things that you do not. She asks you to be her bodyguard. She is being watched, followed, by men in sharp suits, the Turks. You agree. You are a mercenary after all, and you need to get back to Sector 7 to find Tifa. Aerith offers to show you the way, a shortcut through the slums. Your journey together begins. Walking with Aerith through the Sector 5 slums is a different experience. She knows everyone. She is a beloved member of the community. She shows you the hidden parts of the slum. The children's playground, built from old tires and scrap. The Leaf House, a makeshift school and orphanage. You see the life that thrives here, despite the oppressive steel sky. But the Turks are close behind. Reno appears. He is here for Aerith. He calls her the Ancient. There is a fight in the church. You protect her. You are outmatched, but you hold him off long enough for her to escape through a hole in the roof. She is nimble, used to climbing and navigating the chaotic rooftops of the slums. You follow her. A chase across the rooftops. It is a strange, almost playful sequence. You leap from shack to shack, navigating the precarious, jury-rigged structures. It is a world away from the rigid industrial corridors of the Mako reactor. It is a glimpse of freedom. You and Aerith make your way towards Sector 7. She is curious about you. She asks about your sword, about your glowing eyes. She is not afraid of you. She teases you, pokes fun at your stoic, serious demeanor. She brings out a side of you that you did not know existed, a lighter side. For a few moments, you forget that you are a mercenary with a fractured past. You are just a man helping a woman get home. You reach the border of Sector 6. It is a lawless, dangerous area, controlled by a flamboyant and powerful man named Don Corneo. To get to Sector 7, you have to pass through his territory, through Wool Market, a red light district filled with gaudy lights, seedy bars, and dangerous people. It is here that you learn that Tifa has been seen heading towards Don Corneo's mansion. She is looking for information. She is trying to infiltrate his organization, alone. You know this is a dangerous path for her. You have to help. You have to get inside that mansion. The story of how you, a hardened mercenary, and Aerith, a gentle flower girl, infiltrate the mansion of a crime lord is a strange and comical one. It involves gathering information, participating in minigames, and, most famously, you dressing up as a woman to gain an audience with the Don. It is a moment of levity in a dark story. A reminder that even in the most desperate of times, there can be moments of absurdity and laughter. You succeed. You get inside. You find Tifa. The three of you confront the Don. You learn the terrible truth. Shinra knows where Avalanche's base is. They are not just planning to arrest you. They are planning to destroy the entire Sector 7 plate, to drop it onto the slums below, to crush tens of thousands of innocent people just to eliminate a handful of rebels. It is a monstrous act, an act of collective punishment on a scale that is hard to comprehend. It is not about stopping terrorism. It is about sending a message that any resistance, any defiance, will be met with absolute, uncompromising annihilation. The Don springs a trapdoor, sending you into the sewers below. You fight your way out through monstrous creatures that fester in the filth. You emerge, racing against time, to get back to Sector 7, to warn them. You are too late. Shinra's forces are already there. The Turks are on the pillar that supports the Sector 7 plate. They are setting the charges. You see Barrett fighting desperately to defend his home, to protect his daughter. You climb the pillar. A desperate, vertical battle. You fight your way up, level by level, against Shinra soldiers and mechs. The fate of thousands rests on your shoulders. You reach the top. You confront Reno and Rude. You fight them, but you cannot stop them. The sequence is initiated. Sang appears in a helicopter, and with him he has Aerith. He has captured her. She is the last of the ancients, the Cetra, a race of people who could speak to the planet. Shinra wants her. They believe she can lead them to the Promised Lands, a place of ultimate Mako energy. She is more valuable to them than any reactor. They escape with her, and then the plate begins to fall. The sound is indescribable. A groan of tortured metal on a scale that defies imagination. The pillar gives way. The entire sector, a circular piece of the city miles wide, full of buildings, roads, and people, begins to tilt. And then it falls. It falls in slow motion, a great metal disc crashing down onto the slums below. Everything is obliterated. The homes, the market, the playground. Seventh heaven, all of it, gone. Crushed under millions of tons of steel and concrete. the home of Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, the community you had just begun to know, silenced. Forever. You, Tifa, and Barrett survive. You escape with a grappling hook at the last second, but you have failed. You have lost. You stand in the wreckage, looking at the devastation. The scale of the loss is overwhelming. Barrett collapses, his rage finally broken, replaced by a profound, soul-crushing grief. His home is gone. His friends are gone. All because of him. All because of his crusade. In the rubble, you find Marlene. She is safe. She was saved by Aerith before she was captured, a small, flickering candle of hope in an ocean of darkness. But Aerith is now a prisoner in the Shinra Tower, the most secure building on the planet. The first part of your journey is over. The fight against Shinra is no longer an abstract ideal or a job for money. It is personal. They have taken your friend. They have destroyed the homes of your allies. They have shown their true face, a face of absolute, pitiless power. Your path is clear. You must do the impossible. You must assault the Shinra headquarters itself. You must climb the tower, face down their entire army, and rescue the flower girl who fell from the sky. The Steel Sky of Midgar still hangs above you, but for the first time, you are looking past it, towards a wider world, a world you must now fight to save. The story you are about to hear is not a happy one, but it is an important one. It is a story about how heroes can fall, and how monsters can be made. Imagine you are sitting in the upstairs room of an inn. The town outside is called Calm, and it lives up to its name. Through the window, you can see a sky full of stars, undimmed by the light of a metropolis. Below, the gentle murmur of conversation and the clinking of glasses are the only sounds that drift up from the common room. It is peaceful here. Safe. You are in a simple wooden chair, its back smoothed by countless travelers before you. A low fire crackles in the hearth, casting long, dancing shadows on the walls. It fills the room with a gentle, sleepy warmth. The air smells of old wood, beeswax, and the faint, sweet scent of drying herbs hung from the rafters. You are not alone. A small group of friends are with you. Each of them is quiet, waiting. They are listening to the story of the young man who sits opposite you. His hair is a shock of blonde spikes. His eyes hold a strange, luminous glow. His name is Cloud. He has been quiet for a moment, gathering his thoughts. The story he is telling is his own, a memory from 5 years ago, a lifetime ago. When he speaks again, his voice is low, steady. And as you listen, the warm, safe room around you begins to fade away. The crackle of the fire recedes. The gentle light of the lamp dims. You are no longer in an inn. The solid floor beneath you is now a vibrating metal bed. The air no longer smells of wood smoke, but of diesel fumes and damp earth. You are in the back of a military truck, rumbling along a rough, unpaved road. It is cold. The kind of biting cold that seeps into your bones. You are young again, a soldier. You are wearing the standard infantry uniform of the Shinra Electric Power Company. It is a deep violet color, functional but uncomfortable. The helmet feels heavy on your head. You are just a boy, really, eager to prove yourself, a little nervous, a little starstruck. Because you are not just with any unit, you are on a special assignment. And sitting opposite you, seemingly unfazed by the bumpy ride, is a living legend, Sephiroth. Even now, years later, you can recall every detail of him in that moment. He is tall and impossibly graceful. He wears the black leather coat of Solier First Class, its silver pauldrons gleaming even in the dim light of the truck's interior. His long silver hair is perfectly clean, almost ethereal. It seems to catch a light that isn't there. His eyes are the most arresting feature. They are the color of Mako energy, a bright, piercing green with pupils like a cat's. They seem to look right through you, seeing something far beyond the confines of this rattling truck. He holds his sword, the famous Masamune, across his lap. It is impossibly long, a single, elegant blade of forged steel that whispers of death. He is the greatest soldier Shinra has ever produced, a hero of the Wutai War. His picture is on posters. Children play with dolls made in his image. And here he is, just a few feet away from you. You try not to stare, but it is difficult. He is everything you aspire to be. Another soldier, a man with spiky black hair and an easy grin, is chattering away beside you. His name is Zack. He is also soldier, first class. He tries to make conversation with Sephiroth, but the silver-haired man's replies are short, clipped. He is polite, but distant, lost in his own world. The truck lurches to a halt. The back canvas is thrown open, and bright, cold sunlight floods in, making you blink. You have arrived. You climb out, your legs stiff from the long journey. You stand on a muddy track, surrounded by the jagged, imposing peaks of Mount Nibel. The air is thin and crisp. It tastes of pine needles and cold stone. In the distance, you can see a town nestled in the valley below. Your hometown, Nibelheim. You feel a strange mix of emotions. The pride of returning as a Shinra soldier. The awkwardness of being back in a place you fought so hard to leave. You wonder if anyone will recognize you under this helmet. Sephiroth steps out of the truck and surveys the landscape. He seems unimpressed. "So, this is Nibelheim," he says, his voice a quiet baritone. It is not a question. It is a statement of fact. For him, this is just another mission, another forgotten town on the map. As you walk towards the town gates, a young woman is there waiting. She has long black hair and a kind face. She is your childhood friend, Tifa. She is the local guide for your mission. She seems nervous, fidgeting with the sleeves of her simple country dress. Her eyes find yours for a moment, a flicker of recognition, but you quickly look away. You are a professional now. You have a job to do. Zack, ever the charmer, introduces himself and Sephiroth. Tifa seems almost overwhelmed to be in the presence of the great hero. She leads you all into the town. Nibelheim is just as you remember it. Small, quiet. The houses are made of dark wood and stone, with steep gabled roofs. A stone well sits in the center of the town square. The few people out on the streets stop and stare as Sephiroth glides past. They have never seen anyone like him. The mission is simple. The Mako reactor in the mountains has been malfunctioning. Strange creatures have been seen wandering the mountain paths. Your job is to investigate, accompanied by Sephiroth, and eliminate any threats. It sounds routine, almost boring. You are secretly hoping for a bit of action, a chance to show what you can do. You feel the cool mountain breeze on your face. You can hear the distant cry of a hawk circling high above the peaks. The sun is warm on the back of your neck. It is a beautiful day. There is no hint of the darkness that is to come. No premonition of the fire that will consume this idyllic peace. The next morning, you set out for the reactor. The path up Mount Nibel is steep and treacherous. You cross a long, swaying rope bridge that spans a deep chasm. Far below, a river rushes over smooth grey stones. The wind whistles through the canyon, a low, mournful sound. Sephiroth walks with a steady, unhurried pace, as if he were taking a stroll in a park. You feel a growing sense of unease as you get closer to the reactor. The plant life becomes sparse, the ground stained with a sickly green luminescence. This is the sign of a Mako leak. The air grows heavy, thick with a strange electric tang, like the air after a lightning strike. It makes the hairs on your arms stand on end. The reactor itself is a monstrous metal structure, bolted into the side of the mountain, a scar on the face of the natural world. A huge pipe, stained and corroded, runs from its base down towards the town, carrying the lifeblood of the planet to be processed and sold. You step inside. The interior is a maze of metal walkways and humming machinery. The air is thick with the smell of ozone and chemicals. Everywhere you see the eerie green glow of Mako, pulsing behind thick glass pipes. The sound is a constant, low-frequency hum that vibrates through the soles of your boots, a deep thrumming that seems to echo the planet's own heartbeat. Tifa, your guide, points out the problem area, a chamber deep within the reactor core. As you venture deeper, you begin to see them. Pods, large glass containers filled with glowing green liquid, and inside them, things. They are creatures twisted and mutated by raw Mako exposure. Their forms are grotesque, barely recognizable as having once been living beings. They float silently in their glowing green tombs, their eyes vacant. You feel a wave of nausea. This is not natural. This is an abomination. Sephiroth stops before one of the pods. He stares at the creature within, his expression unreadable. For the first time, you see a flicker of something in his Mako green eyes. Not disgust, not pity. Something else. Recognition, perhaps. Soldiers are infused with Mako, he says, his voice quiet, almost to himself. Their bodies are exposed to it from birth. That's what makes them super soldiers, stronger than normal humans. He looks at his own hands, gloved in black leather, as if seeing them for the first time. Am I the same as these things? He whispers. The question hangs in the humid air, unanswered. Zack tries to reassure him, telling him he is a hero, nothing like these monsters. But the seed of doubt has been planted. You press on, deeper into the facility. You come to a sealed door. Above it, a metal plate is bolted to the wall. On it, a single word is engraved. Genova. Sephiroth freezes. He stares at the name, his body rigid. Genova, he says, the name, a strange sound on his lips, my mother's name. He had always been told his mother's name was Genova, that she died giving birth to him. But what would her name be doing here, in a place like this? He forces the door open with an effortless display of strength. The room beyond is different. It is a strange mix of a scientific laboratory and a sacred shrine. In the center of the room is a huge containment vessel. Inside, bathed in an otherworldly light, is a creature. It is vaguely humanoid, but alien. Ethereal and terrifying at the same time. It is Genova. It is here that the carefully constructed world of Sephiroth, the hero, begins to fracture. He sees the reports from Shinra's lead scientist, Professor Hojo. He learns of the Genova project. He learns that he was not born, but created. An experiment. The perfect fusion of human cells and the cells of this calamity from the skies. You watch as the man you idolized begins to unravel. The calm, professional soldier is gone. In his place is a man lost, confused, betrayed. He stumbles back out of the chamber, his face pale, his eyes wide with a dawning horror. Was I created too? He asks again, his voice cracking. Am I just an experiment? He turns and flees the reactor, leaving you and Zack standing in the humming, glowing darkness. The mission is forgotten. Something has broken inside Sephiroth, something fundamental, and you have the terrible feeling that it can never be repaired. The days that follow are filled with a tense, oppressive silence. Sephiroth sequesters himself in the Shinra mansion, a grand, decaying old house on the edge of town that everyone always said was haunted. He does not speak to anyone. He does not eat. He does not sleep. You are posted as a guard at the mansion's entrance, your orders simply to wait. The townspeople whisper. They are scared. The hero who came to save them has locked himself away. The atmosphere in Nibelheim grows heavy with unspoken fear. One day, your curiosity gets the better of you. You slip inside the mansion. The air within is cold and musty, thick with the smell of dust and decay. Sunlight streams through grimy windows, illuminating floating dust motes in long, cinematic shafts of light. The floorboards creak under your boots with every step. You find a hidden staircase leading down to a basement. It is here you find him. The basement has been converted into a vast, forgotten library. Books line the walls from floor to ceiling, their spines cracked and faded. And in the center of the room, surrounded by teetering stacks of scientific journals and research papers, is Sephiroth. He is reading. His focus is absolute. He turns pages with a feverish intensity. He doesn't even seem to notice you are there. His silver hair is matted. His perfect uniform is disheveled. But his eyes burn with a new and terrifying light, a fire of cold, intellectual madness. He begins to talk, not to you, but to the empty room, to the ghosts of the scientists who wrote these books. He speaks of the Cetra, an ancient race of people who communed with the planet. He calls them the Ancients. He speaks of a calamity that fell from the sky 2,000 years ago, a creature that he now calls Mothers, Genova. She was the rightful heir to this planet, he murmurs, his voice a low, obsessive rasp. The sound rustles the dusty air around you. But the ancestors of you humans, the traitors, they attacked her. They stole the planet from her. His theories are twisted, a paranoid reinterpretation of the ancient texts he is devouring. He looks up, and his Mako green eyes lock with yours. For a moment, you see not a man, but something else. Something ancient and cold and utterly devoid of humanity. I am the last of the Cetra, he says, a chilling certainty in his voice. I have been chosen. I must reclaim the planet for my mother. You back away slowly, your heart pounding in your chest. The hero is gone. The man you looked up to has been replaced by this creature. This self-proclaimed savior with eyes full of fire and a heart full of poison. You retreat from the dusty library, the scent of old paper and madness clinging to you. You know, with a certainty that chills you to the very marrow of your bones, that something terrible is about to happen. You try to warn people. You tell Zack what you saw, what you heard. But what can be done? This is Sephiroth, a legend. Who would dare stand against him? And then, the night comes. The night the sky turns red. It begins with a scream, then another. You are in the inn trying to rest when the town's warning bell begins to clang, a frantic, desperate rhythm. You run outside into the square, and you see him. Sephiroth is standing in the center of Nibelheim, his back to the well. But he is not alone. He is surrounded by fire. He has set the town ablaze. Flames lick up the dark wooden beams of the houses, consuming the place you once called home. The heat is intense, a physical blow that makes you recoil. There is no chaotic noise, no battle, just a terrifying, methodical destruction. Sephiroth walks calmly through the inferno he has created, his black coat swirling around him like the wings of a dark angel. He does not shout. He does not rage. He is simply erasing the town, erasing the people in it. The air is thick with the acrid smell of burning wood, burning thatch, and something else. Something sickeningly sweet that turns your stomach. Embers, like angry orange snowflakes, drift down from the black sky, landing on your uniform, your hair. The world is reduced to the roar of the fire and the crimson light it casts on the faces of the damned. He begins to walk towards the mountain, towards the reactor, towards his mother's. You can do nothing but watch, frozen in horror. Then you see Tifa's father run past you, a sword in his hand, shouting his daughter's name. He is going after Sephiroth, a brave, foolish, doomed man. Zack runs to you, his face grim. He tells you to stay put, to help the villagers. He is going after Sephiroth. It is his duty as a soldier. He runs off into the burning night towards the mountain path. You stumble through the burning streets, your mind a numb haze of shock. You find Tifa kneeling over the body of her father at the entrance to the reactor. He is gone. She picks up his sword and, with a cry of pure anguish, runs inside the reactor after Sephiroth. Something inside you snaps. Your training, your fear, it all melts away, replaced by a white-hot surge of rage. You follow her. You run into the humming, glowing heart of the reactor, the place where all this began. You find a scene from a nightmare. Zack is gravely wounded, slumped against a walkway. Tifa lies in a pool of blood at the foot of the stairs leading to the Genova chamber. And there, standing before the shattered containment vessel, is Sephiroth. He is holding a piece of the creature within. A grotesque, decapitated head. His mother. He turns to you, a faint, condescending smile on his face. He does not see you as a threat. You are nothing. An insect. A part of the human race he has vowed to exterminate. But you are not nothing. You are a boy from this town. These are your friends. Your home is burning. And you are filled with a strength you did not know you possessed. A strength born of grief and fury. You pick up Zack's fallen weapon, the Buster Sword. It is huge, impossibly heavy, a slab of iron more than a blade. You charge. Sephiroth, surprised by your audacity, impales you with the Masamune. The pain is blinding, a white-hot fire in your chest. But it does not stop you. Fueled by adrenaline and pure rage, you do the impossible. You use his own sword as a lever. You lift him, the greatest soldier in the world, into the air. The look of shock on his perfect face is something you will never forget. And then you throw him. You throw him into the churning river of Mako energy, the life stream itself, that flows in the heart of the reactor below. He falls. He vanishes into the glowing green river, still clutching the head of his mother, Genova. He is gone. The fire outside still rages, but here, in the heart of the reactor, there is a sudden, deafening silence. You collapse. The pain from your wound overwhelms you. The last thing you see is the green, pulsing light of the Mako. The last thing you feel is the cold, metal floor beneath you. Then, darkness. The world comes back into focus slowly. The hum of the reactor fades. The smell of smoke and ozone is replaced by the scent of old wood and beeswax. The eerie green light gives way to the gentle, warm glow of a fireplace. You are back in the inn at Calm. You are safe. The story is over. Cloud falls silent, his gaze distant, lost in the memory he has just shared. The small room is quiet, the weight of his tale hanging heavy in the air. The fire in the hearth has burned low, its embers glowing softly in the grate. You look at the faces of the others in the room. You see sorrow. You see understanding. You see the shared burden of a dark past. This was not just Cloud's story. It was the beginning of all their stories. The day a hero died and a monster was born. The day the world changed forever. You take a slow, deep breath. The quiet of the inn feels different now. It is not just peace, but a fragile respite. A momentary pause in a much larger story. And as your eyes begin to feel heavy, you are left with a single, lingering thought. How easily the brightest lights can be extinguished, and how stubbornly the shadows can remain. The hum of the reactor is the only sound now. It is a deep, resonant thrum that you feel in your bones, a constant reminder of the raw power churning just beneath the metal walkway. The emerald green light from the Mako pool below casts strange, shifting shadows across the chamber, painting everything in a sickly, otherworldly glow. You feel the weight of the massive sword in your hands, a borrowed strength, a borrowed identity. It feels impossibly heavy, and your arms tremble with a fatigue that goes far beyond the physical. He is gone. Sephiroth, the greatest of Soldir, cast into the planet's very lifeblood. There was no grand explosion, no final defiant cry, just a silent fall into the light. The silence he leaves behind is heavier than any sound. It is a vacuum, pulling at the air, at your thoughts. You look down at your hands, still gripping the hilt. They are the hands of a simple infantryman, a boy from the mountains who dreamed of being like the man he just defeated. The irony is a cold, sharp thing in your chest. Your gaze drifts across the chamber. You see Zack, your friend, your hero. He is crumpled near the central pillar, the dark material of his uniform stark against the pale metal. He is not moving. Further on, near the shattered remains of Genova's containment unit, lies Tifa. A splash of crimson on the floor beside her tells a story your mind refuses to fully process. The fire that burned in your veins moments ago, the desperate surge of adrenaline that gave you impossible strength, has now turned to ice. You are alone in a glowing green tomb, surrounded by the wreckage of your world. You take a step, then another. The massive sword drags behind you, its tip carving a long, sad scratch in the metal floor. Each movement is a monumental effort. Your body screams in protest, every muscle fiber stretched to its limit. You kneel beside Zack, your knees hitting the cold steel with a dull clang. You reach out a trembling hand, resting it on his shoulder. You can feel the faint rise and fall of his breathing. He is alive. A small, fragile seed of relief plants itself in the barren landscape of your shock. Then you hear it. Footsteps, not the heavy, confident tread of a soldier. These are precise, clinical. They echo from the walkway leading into the chamber. You look up, your vision swimming. A figure emerges from the shadows. A man in a long, white lab coat. His glasses catch the Mako light, obscuring his eyes. Professor Hojo. He surveys the scene not with horror or surprise, but with a chillingly detached curiosity. He looks at the broken tank, at Tifa, at Zack, and finally, his gaze settles on you. There is no malice in his expression. There is nothing at all. He looks at you as a scientist looks at a specimen, an unexpected result in a chaotic experiment. He takes a small notepad from his pocket and makes a note, his lips moving silently. He does not see a terrified young man. He does not see a hero. He sees raw material. He sees potential, a new variable to be studied. The coldness of his gaze is more terrifying than Sephiroth's burning rage. The world begins to tilt. The green light of the reactor swells, filling your vision until it is all you can see. Hojo's voice is a distant murmur, the words indistinct, like hearing someone talk from underwater. You feel other hands on you now, strong, impersonal. They lift you with practiced efficiency. The Buster sword slips from your grasp, clattering onto the floor. The sound seems 1,000 miles away. You have no strength left to resist. You are driftwood, caught in a current you cannot fight, pulled into the depths. Consciousness becomes a fragmented thing, a series of disconnected moments floating in a sea of green. You are in a tank, submerged in liquid that feels cool against your skin. Mako. It seeps into you, a slow, patient poison. Tubes and wires are attached to you, feeding you, monitoring you. Sometimes, you see Hojo's face through the glass, his expression unchanging, his eyes analytical. He is talking, but the words are warped and slow. Genova, cells, reunion, Mako poisoning, degradation. The words are meaningless shapes in the fluid. You are not alone in this green world. In another tank nearby, you can sometimes see Zack. He's floating just as you are. Sometimes his eyes are open, looking at you with a vacant stare. Other times, he seems to be fighting, his fists clenched, his body tense. But the green liquid is a patient captor. It saps the will. It erodes the self. Your memories begin to feel thin, like old photographs left out in the sun. The face of your mother, the streets of your hometown. They become foggy, distant. In their place, other stories begin to bloom. Stories that are not your own. You hear Zack's voice in your head, clear as day. He talks about his own hometown, Gongaga. He talks about his dreams, his girlfriend, his pride in being in Soldiar. He tells you about his missions, his battles, the weight of the Buster sword on his back. His memories, vibrant and strong, begin to overlay your own faded ones. His confidence, his easy smile, his strength. They feel like a warm coat you can pull around your shivering, fractured mind. Time ceases to have meaning. It could be days. It could be years. The passage of time is marked only by the slow, constant bubble of the Mako and the periodic checks from Hojo and his assistants. You exist in a state of dreamlike suspension, a mind being unwritten and rewritten. The boy who was an infantryman is fading. The boy who was too shy, too weak, who failed to get into Soldier. He is dissolving into the Mako. In his place, a new persona is crystallizing, a hero, a Soldier first class, a confident warrior with a past full of glory, Zack's past. Then, one day, something changes. A jolt. A sudden, violent noise from outside your glass prison. Shouts, alarms. Zack's tank is broken. He is out. He is fighting. And then he is at your tank, his face pressed against the glass. He is shouting your name. His voice cuts through the green fog. It is an anchor, a lifeline. The glass shatters. The Mako rushes out, and you spill onto the cold floor of the laboratory, gasping, shivering. The air is sharp and cold in your lungs. A painful shock after so long in the liquid. Your limbs are weak, unresponsive. Zack helps you up. He finds you a soldier uniform, dresses you like a child. He puts the Buster sword into your hands, closing your limp fingers around the hilt. You are moving, stumbling through the corridors of the Shinra mansion, then out into the gray, perpetual twilight of Nibelheim's ruins. The town is a ghost of itself, a collection of charred timbers and broken foundations, a memory of a fire that feels both ancient and immediate. You are free. But the Mako has left its mark. Your eyes have the telltale blue-green glow. But the deeper change is one you cannot see. Your mind is a jumble of two lives. When you try to remember your past, you see Zack's memories. You remember carrying the Buster sword with ease. You remember fighting with distinction. You remember being a hero. The weak, insecure boy from the mountains is a ghost, a whisper you can barely hear. Zack takes care of you on the road. He talks to you constantly, trying to pull you out of your daze. He tells you his plans. They will become mercenaries. They will find work. They will make a life. You nod along, your own voice a rusty, unused thing. His words become your plans. His dreams become your dreams. You are his living echo, a shadow shaped by trauma, Mako and the memories of a better man. The Nibelheim Incident did not just burn a town, it burned away a life. It unmade a person. The fire that Sephiroth started in the village square was nothing compared to the chemical fire that Hojo started in your veins. That fire consumed your past, your personality, your very sense of self. And from the ashes, something new was constructed. A story, a myth. The story of a soldier first class who survived the impossible. A story you would come to believe was your own. For now, you are just a passenger in your own body, leaning on your friend as you walk away from the smoking ruins of your home. The sky above is a leaden gray, promising rain. The air smells of wet ash and old sorrow. You do not know who you are anymore, but you know the weight of the sword on your back. It is the only thing that feels real, a heavy, burdensome legacy, the only proof that you were there, that you survived. Even if the person who survived is no longer you. Let the world outside your window fade away. The day is done. The noise and the hurry have no place here. All that matters is the gentle dark, the comfort of your bed, and the sound of a quiet voice. Let your thoughts soften. Let your breathing slow. We are going somewhere very old tonight. A place that remembers what the world has forgotten. Imagine you are walking through a forest, but this is no ordinary forest. The path is unclear, winding between trees that seem to twist and turn in on themselves, their branches like sleeping limbs. The air is thick with a strange, shimmering light, a pale green and blue that seems to come from the moss on the bark, from the very soil itself. This is the sleeping forest. It feels like a place that exists just outside of time. You do not feel lost, exactly. More like you are being guided, following a memory, perhaps, or the echo of a song you can't quite hear. Your feet sink slightly into the soft, damp earth. The air smells of moss and deep, ancient stone and something else, something clean and pure, like the air after a rainstorm. There are sounds here, but they are muted. The whisper of leaves, the distant, musical drip of water. But there are no birds, no calls of animals. It is a place holding its breath. You feel a sense of profound peace here, but also a deep melancholy, a feeling that you have arrived too late for something important. Or perhaps you are just in time. For hours you walk, or perhaps it is only minutes. Time is fluid here. The path descends gently, spiraling downwards into the earth. The twisted trees give way to glowing fungi and rock formations that look like roots made of crystal. The light grows softer, more pearlescent. And then you see it. You step out from between two final ancient trees and the forest ends. Before you lies a city. It is nestled in a colossal cavern, so vast that you cannot see the ceiling. It is a city made of shells. Great, spiraling structures that curve into the sky like the abandoned homes of giant sea creatures. They glow with a soft, internal light, shifting between mother of pearl, soft blue, and gentle sea green. This is the forgotten capital, the last great city of the Cetra. You are standing on the threshold of a place that has not heard a new footstep for almost 2,000 years. The silence is the first thing that truly strikes you. It is not an empty silence. It is a full silence. Heavy with unspoken stories, with the weight of memory. It is the silence of a library after closing time. The silence of a cathedral in the dead of night. It is a silence that listens. You take a step forward, onto a pathway made of the same glowing, shell-like material. It is cool and smooth beneath your feet. Walkways of crystal and polished stone spiral down from where you stand, connecting the various shell buildings that rise up from the cavern floor. In the center, far below, a pool of water glows with a brilliant turquoise light, illuminating the entire cavern with its gentle pulse. This is not a city of sharp angles and brutalist concrete like Midgar. There are no straight lines here. Everything is curved, organic, flowing. It feels less like it was built and more like it was grown. As if the planet itself shaped this place for its most beloved children. It is beautiful, but it is a lonely beauty. The beauty of a perfect seashell washed up on an empty beach. As you begin to walk down one of the crystalline ramps, you run your hand along the wall. It feels like polished marble, but warm. Not with heat, but with a faint, resonant energy. A low hum that you feel more in the bones of your hand than you hear with your ears. It is the lifeblood of the planet, the life stream, flowing through the very foundations of this place like water through stone. Who were the people who lived here? Who were the Cetra? The stories you know are fragmented, whispered as myth. They were the ancients, a nomadic people who traveled the planet not to conquer it, but to listen to it, to cultivate it. They saw the planet not as a resource to be exploited, but as a living, breathing entity, a parent, a friend. Imagine their lives. They would wake not to an alarm clock, but to the gentle, pulsing light of the city itself, which would brighten and dim with the planet's own rhythms. Their days would not be spent in offices or factories, but in communion. They would listen for the planet's pain and travel to heal it. They would listen for its joy and travel to share in it. They believed in a promised land. But to them, this was not a place of infinite Mako energy, as Shinra believes. It was not a land of milk and honey to be taken and consumed. The promised land was a state of being. It was the moment of supreme happiness, of perfect union with the life stream. It was not a destination, but a conversation, a final, peaceful return to the whole. You pass one of the smaller shell structures and peer inside. It is empty. There is no furniture, no clutter, no sign of personal belongings. It is just a smooth, curved space. Perhaps the Cetra had no need for possessions. Perhaps their connection to the planet and to each other was all they required. Their wealth was not in things, but in understanding. Think of our own world. We fill our homes with objects to tell us who we are. Books, photographs, souvenirs. We build walls and hoard resources. The Cetra seemed to live with an open hand. They held nothing back from the planet, and the planet, in turn, held nothing back from them. It must have been a profoundly peaceful existence, free of the anxieties of ownership, of status, of the endless hunger for more. The air here is so pure it almost feels strange to breathe. It carries no pollution, no scent of industry. Just the cool, clean smell of water and stone and the faint ozone tang of Mako energy in its most natural state. It feels like you are breathing the planet's own exhalation. Cleansing. Calming. So what happened to them? Why is this magnificent city empty? The answer, like everything about the Cetra, is a sad and quiet story. They were not defeated in a great war of fire and steel. They were faded away by a sickness, a calamity that fell from the skies. Genova. The creature was not of this world. It arrived like a virus, beautiful and terrible. It could take the shape of those you loved. It could whisper your dearest memories back to you. It infected the life stream, twisting the memories of the dead into monsters. It was a plague of the mind and the spirit. The Cetra fought back, not with weapons, but with their connection to the planet. They tried to heal the wound Genova had torn in the world. They gathered all their strength, all their knowledge, and managed to seal the creature away in a geological scar, a place that would one day be known as the Northern Crater. But the cost was immense. The effort nearly broke them. Their numbers dwindled. The survivors were scattered. Their connection to the planet weakened, frayed. They began to forget. Their children were born with a weaker connection. Their grandchildren, weaker still. Over generations, they blended into the burgeoning human population. Their unique gift, their ability to speak with the planet, became a whisper, then a legend, then nothing. They became ordinary people, unaware of the incredible heritage flowing through their veins. This city, this forgotten capital, was their last great sanctuary, a place they built to focus their power, to listen for the planet's voice in its purest form. When they could no longer hear it, they left. One by one, family by family, they walked back out into the world, leaving the glowing shells to the silence. It was not an evacuation. It was an admission of defeat, a long, slow, quiet surrender. You continue your descent, your footsteps, the only sound in this ancient place. The path takes you deeper, spiraling towards the central chamber with the glowing pool. The light from below grows stronger, casting long, soft shadows that dance on the curved walls. It feels like you are walking into the heart of a geode, a secret, beautiful space hidden from the world. You reach the bottom. You are in a vast, circular chamber. Above you, the city spirals up into the darkness. Before you is the source of the light. A great crystal altar stands in the middle of a perfectly still, perfectly clear pool of water. The altar itself is not solid, but seems to be made of solidified light, a pillar of frozen Mako energy descending from the unseen ceiling and plunging into the water. The water itself glows. It is the life stream, raw and unfiltered, bubbling up from the planet's core. You can see currents of pure green energy swirling within the turquoise water. It is mesmerizing. It feels like looking into the soul of the world. All the memories, all the lives that have ever been, are swirling in that pool. The joy, the sorrow, the love, the loss, everything. You feel an overwhelming sense of peace here. This is a place of endings and beginnings, a place of return. It is here that the Cetra would come to commune most deeply with the planet. It is here they would say their final goodbyes, allowing their spirits to dissolve back into the great river of life without fear. To them, death was not an end. It was a homecoming. This place holds a particular memory, a powerful one, a sad one. It is the memory of the last true Cetra, a young woman who carried the weight of her entire race on her shoulders. She came here not to die, but to pray. She came to this altar to ask the planet for help, to call forth the ultimate power, holy, to defend the world against a new threat, a monster wearing the face of a hero. You can almost see it. Her kneeling on the crystal platform just above the water, her head bowed in concentration. The silence of the city, her only companion. She was not a warrior. She was a flower seller from the slums. But she carried a strength within her that no sword could match. The strength of her ancestors, of a people who knew that the greatest power is not the power to destroy, but the power to create and to heal. Her prayer was answered. As she finished her plea, the planet heard her. The knowledge of holy, the ultimate white magic, was passed to her. But in that same moment of triumph, a shadow fell. Sephiroth, the monster she had come to stop, descended from above. His purpose was not just to stop her, but to sever the last living connection between humanity and the planet. We will not dwell on the violence of that moment. That is a story of noise and pain, and this is a place of peace. What matters is what happened next. Her prayer, her will, was released. It was not lost. It flowed from her, down into the glowing water, and joined the life stream. A single, pure, white light entering the great green river. A seed of hope planted in the soul of the world, waiting for the right moment to bloom. Her body was committed to the water, a final return. And in that moment, she was no longer just a girl. She became part of the planet she had fought so hard to protect. Her consciousness dissolved, but her will remained. She was home. Among the whispers and the memories, her voice joined the chorus, working from within the life stream to guide it, to help it fight against the corruption of Genova and the wound that was coming. You sit by the edge of the pool. The water is not wet to the touch. It feels like cool, dense air. The light from it warms your skin. You feel no sadness here, only a profound sense of purpose, a sense that everything, even loss, has its place in the great cycle. Nothing is ever truly gone. It just changes form. Think about the way we remember our own dead, with stone markers and faded photographs. We fight so hard to hold on to their exact shape their exact voice, "We are terrified of forgetting." The Cetra understood something deeper. They understood that to be remembered by the planet itself is the greatest honor. To become a part of the wind, the rain, the new life that springs from the earth. That is true immortality. The city is a monument to this belief. It is not a tomb, it is a memory palace. It holds the echo of the Cetra, not as ghosts, but as a feeling, a sense of peace, a reminder of a different way to live, a gentler way. You could stay here for a very long time. The gentle, pulsing light of the live stream is hypnotic. The silence is comforting. It is a place to let go of your own worries, to feel them dissolve into the great flow of existence. Your own problems, your own anxieties, feel very small in a place that has seen millennia pass like seasons. What would the Cetra think of the world now? Of the Mako reactors draining the planet's lifeblood to power neon signs and televisions? Of the cities of steel and smog? They would likely not be angry, just sad, like a gardener watching their beautiful creation being paved over for a car park. A quiet, deep sorrow for a world that has forgotten how to listen. But even in that world, there are echoes of the Cetra, in people who feel a connection to nature, in those who fight to protect the environment, in the simple act of planting a flower in a city slum. Their legacy is not dead, it is just sleeping, waiting for people to remember that they are not masters of the planet, but a part of it, children of it. You get to your feet. It is time to leave this place to its silence. As you begin the long, spiraling walk back up towards the forest, you feel a sense of clarity. The city has given you a gift, not of knowledge, but of perspective. The understanding that life is a river, and we are all just drops of water within it. We are never truly alone. Looking back one last time from the entrance, the city below seems to hum with a gentle farewell. The shell buildings glow softly in the dark. The pool of livestream pulses like a steady, sleeping heart. This place will remain here, hidden and safe, long after the struggles of the current age have passed into history. It is a constant, a quiet truth waiting to be rediscovered. You step back into the sleeping forest. The air is still and calm. The path seems easier to find now, as if the city has shown you the way. The twisted trees no longer seem strange, but beautiful in their ancient complexity. You carry the silence of the forgotten capital with you, not as an emptiness, but as a peaceful space inside yourself, a quiet room to which you can always return. As you walk, you think about the nature of forgetting. We see it as a failure, a loss. But perhaps sometimes forgetting is necessary. The Cetra had to fade to become part of the human whole, so that their legacy could survive in a more subtle form. If they had remained separate, they might have been wiped out entirely. By becoming a whisper in the bloodline of humanity, they ensured their song would never truly end. It is a comforting thought that even when we feel lost or alone, we are carrying the stories of countless ancestors within us, their struggles, their hopes, their wisdom. We are the forgotten capital of our own lineage, a living repository of memory. We just have to learn how to listen to the silence inside ourselves to hear it. The shimmering light of the forest begins to fade, replaced by a more familiar darkness. The trees straighten out. You can hear the faint sound of a cricket, the rustle of a small animal in the undergrowth. You are returning to the waking world. But you are not the same as when you entered. You are calmer, slower. You are carrying the peace of a place that sleeps just outside of time, waiting patiently for the day the world remembers its name. You trace the edge of a crystal formation with your fingers. It is not cold like glass. It feels warm, alive. A faint thrumming sensation travels up your arm, a gentle vibration that seems to match the rhythm of your own pulse. It is the lifeblood of the planet, made solid. The life stream, flowing through these veins of crystal as it flows through all living things. This is why the city feels so charged with energy. It is not just built upon the earth, it is woven into it. The structures around you are not merely shelters, they are conduits. They draw power and knowledge directly from the planet, channeling it through these crystalline pathways. You can almost see it now. A faint, ethereal green light that pulses just at the edge of your vision. It is a light that doesn't cast shadows. It simply is. You walk towards the center of the city, your footsteps making no sound on the smooth, pearlescent ground. The whispers grow a little clearer here. They are not words in any language you know, but you understand them all the same. They are feelings. Echoes of joy from a festival held under a forgotten sky. A ripple of shared laughter between friends. The quiet contemplation of a scientist marveling at the elegance of a living cell. These are the memories of the Cetra, imprinted on the very air you breathe. You pass inside one of the smaller shell-like structures. An ancient home, perhaps. There is no furniture as you would recognize it, no tables or chairs. Instead, the floor curves upwards to form smooth, organic couches and ledges. In the center of the room, a pillar of the same living crystal rises from floor to ceiling. Its internal light provides a soft, warm glow that fills the space with a sense of profound peace. You can imagine a family gathering here, their thoughts and feelings shared not just with words, but through their connection to the planet, amplified by the crystal at the heart of their home. There is no dust here, no sign of decay. It is as if the inhabitants simply stepped out a moment ago. But you know that is not the case. The feeling of age is immense, a deep, quiet loneliness that underpins the beauty. You run a hand along the wall. It feels like polished seashell, impossibly smooth and cool. You close your eyes and listen. You can almost hear the hum of their technology. Not the harsh buzz of machines, but the gentle thrum of life, of energy being borrowed from the planet and returned in perfect balance. This was a civilization that did not seek to conquer nature. They sought to understand it, to live as part of it. A lesson that feels more important now than ever before. Their city is a testament to a harmony that has been lost. A quiet reminder of what is possible when life works with life, instead of against it. As you move deeper into the city's heart, you notice a subtle change, a slight chill in the air that was not there before. The gentle green light of the life stream seems to dim, just a fraction. The whispers of the Cetra, once so clear and warm, are now tinged with something else. A note of fear, a memory of confusion. It is a dissonance in the city's perfect song. It is the echo of the calamity from the skies. Genova. The alien presence that fell to the planet 2,000 years ago. Even here, in this sacred place, its corrupting influence left a scar. A wound in the planet's memory that has never quite healed. You feel it as a faint pressure behind your eyes. A wrongness that does not belong in this place of balance and life. The feeling grows stronger as you approach the city's central structure. This is no longer just the passive memory of the Cetra. There is an active intelligence here, something cold and calculating. It watches you. You feel its gaze not with your eyes, but with your mind. It is a presence filled with a chilling emptiness, a hunger that seeks to consume all the life and light around it. The ghost of Sephiroth. His will, projected across the light stream, is a blight upon this holy ground. You push the feeling aside, focusing instead on the path ahead. It leads you downwards. A spiraling staircase that seems carved from a single, colossal crystal. Each step you take glows softly under your feet. You are descending into the planet's core, into the most sacred part of the forgotten capital. The air grows cooler, but also purer. The malevolent presence fades, unable to penetrate this deep. The staircase opens into a vast underwater chamber. Or at least, that is what it feels like. You are surrounded by shimmering walls of blue and green light. Currents of pure life-stream energy drift past you like seaweed in a gentle tide. You are not wet. You are not even breathing water. You are simply suspended in a place where the barrier between the physical world and the spiritual one is almost non-existent. In the center of this chamber is a stone altar, simple, unadorned. It is the only thing here that seems truly solid, and upon it you can almost see the ghost of a moment. The final prayer of the last Cetra. You see a young woman kneeling, her hands clasped together. Her face is a picture of serenity, of absolute focus. She is not afraid. She is communing with the planet, pouring all of her will, all of her spirit, into a single purpose. This is where Holy was summoned, the ultimate white magic, the planet's final defense mechanism. It was not a spell cast with words or gestures, but an appeal made from one soul to the soul of the world, a plea for protection, a sacrifice of self for the good of all. You can feel the sheer power of that moment, the immense, overwhelming love that fueled it. It is an energy that still resonates in this chamber, a pure white light that holds the darkness at bay. The tragedy that followed is a sharp, painful note in the memory of this place. But it is not the dominant one. The dominant feeling is one of hope, of a task completed, a promise fulfilled. The prayer was answered. Holy was set in motion, a slow but unstoppable force for preservation. Her spirit did not die here. It simply rejoined the great river of life, its purpose achieved. You stand in that silent chamber for a long time, bathed in the soft, protective light. The weight of the world above seems to lift from your shoulders. Down here, there is only peace. The quiet hum of the planet's heart, a feeling of being connected to everything, a feeling of coming home. Eventually, you turn and begin the slow ascent back up the crystalline staircase. As you rise, the feeling of the watching presence returns, but it seems weaker now, less intimidating. You have been to the heart of the light, and the shadows seem less threatening in its afterglow. You understand now that the darkness is just a small part of a much larger, more beautiful whole. When you step back out into the main city, the air seems warmer again. The whispers of the Cetra are clearer, their voices no longer tinged with fear, but with a quiet acceptance. They have told their story. They have passed on their legacy. Their duty is done. Now, they simply exist as part of the endless cycle of the life stream. You find a place to rest on a curved ledge overlooking the central pool. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the glowing architecture like a flawless mirror. You look at your own reflection, but for a moment, you see the faces of others superimposed over your own, the Cetra, and all those who have come since. All the lives that have touched the life stream, all part of the same story. The city of the ancients is not a tomb. It is a library of souls, a place of memory and of quiet power. It is a reminder that even when a voice is silenced, its echo can live on forever. And as you sit there, surrounded by the gentle light and the soft whispers of the past, you feel a profound sense of peace settle over you. A peace that comes from understanding your own small, but important, place in the great, flowing river of life. You feel the coolness of the air on your skin. It is a clean sort of cold, not harsh, but pure, like the air found deep within a cave, untouched for millennia. Here, it smells of crystal and stillness. You reach out a hand and touch one of the smaller, spiraling structures beside you. Its surface is impossibly smooth, like polished pearl, yet it holds the profound cold of ancient stone. It seems to hum with a faint, almost imperceptible energy, a vibration that travels up your arm and settles in your chest, the quietest of heartbeats. The planet itself, dreaming. This city isn't just built from crystal. It is a memory made solid. A living library constructed from the very essence of existence. Every glowing facet on these cathedral walls contains a story. A whisper of a life lived thousands of years ago. A fragment of a song sung to welcome a newborn child. The Cetra did not build with inert materials. They built with spirit, with intention. And that spirit remains here, held in the light. You walk towards the center of the chamber where the water pools. It is not like any water you have ever seen. It is perfectly clear, perfectly still, a flawless mirror reflecting the glowing architecture above. It looks less like a liquid and more like a pane of polished glass, stretching out into the quiet dark. You have the sense that if you were to look into it for long enough, you would see not just your own reflection, but the reflection of memories. Of all the souls who have passed through this place on their final journey. This is where she came to rest, not in sorrow, but in purpose. You picture her final moments, not as an act of violence, but as an act of release, of letting go. Her spirit sinking gently into these calm waters, joining the great, slow current of the life stream that flows beneath the city. She did not die here. She simply became part of this place. Her voice joining the quiet chorus of the crystal, her memory now woven into the very light that fills this chamber, a guardian and a guide. It helps you to understand the true nature of this place. It is not a tomb, it is a gateway, a beautiful, serene departure lounge for the soul. For the Cetra, this was not just a city, it was the ultimate destination, the place where their long promise to the planet was finally fulfilled. It is a place of ending, yes. But there is no sadness in it. Only a sense of completion. Of a perfect circle, finally closed. There is a deep and profound peace to be found in that thought. You find a place to sit, on a low-slung crystal shelf that curves like a crescent moon. The light here is soft. A pearlescent glow that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It paints everything in shades of gentle blue and muted violet. It is the color of the sky just before the first star appears. The color of a fading dream. There are no sharp edges here. Everything is softened by time and the patient light. Leaning your head back against the smooth, cool wall, you can close your eyes for a moment. The gentle hum of the city seems to deepen slightly, matching the calm rhythm of your own breathing. You are not an intruder here. You feel like a welcome guest, greeted by the silent echoes in the living crystal. The city does not demand your attention. It does not ask for anything. It simply offers its quiet embrace. A sanctuary not just for the ancients, but for any weary traveler who finds their way into its luminous depths. And as you rest here, in the heart of the world, you feel a sense of letting go. The weight of your own journey, your own day, it all seems to lighten. The concerns of the world outside, with its noise and its hurry, they fade into an indistinct and distant murmur. Here, there is only the light, the silence, and the slow, steady pulse of the planet dreaming around you. A lullaby sung in a language older than words. A final, gentle whisper inviting you to rest, to drift, and to sleep. Close your eyes one last time tonight. Take a slow, deep breath, and let the world outside simply fall away. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. There is only this space, this quiet moment. Imagine you are walking. The ground beneath your feet is not the steel of a city plate, nor the soft earth of a forest floor. It is red dust, fine as powder. It rises in faint clouds with every step, catching the golden light of a setting sun. The air is warm and incredibly dry. It carries the scent of baked earth and something else, something herbal and clean, like wild sage crushed between your fingertips. You have been traveling for a long time, and the journey has been wearing. But here, something feels different. A stillness has begun to settle over the landscape, a profound and ancient quiet. You lift your gaze from the dusty path and see it. It takes a moment for your mind to comprehend the scale of what lies before you. A canyon. Not just a canyon, but a wound in the world, carved by time and wind into impossible shapes. Towers of red rock reach for the sky, their faces etched with the story of millennia. The setting sun paints them in hues of deep orange, burnt crimson, and soft purple shadows. This is Cosmo Canyon, a place that feels less like a location on a map and more like a destination for the soul. As you draw closer, you see that this is not an empty wilderness. Nestled within the rock itself, built into the cliffs and connected by a web of rope bridges and wooden walkways, is a settlement. It seems to have grown from the stone organically, a testament to a people who chose not to conquer the landscape, but to live in harmony with it. There are no grand gates, no imposing walls. The entrance is simply an opening, an invitation. You step from the open plains into the embrace of the canyon walls. The temperature drops by a few degrees, the air becoming cooler and more pleasant. The sound of the wind changes from a wide open whisper to a soft, melodic whistle as it moves through the narrow passages. You can hear the gentle creak of wood and rope. Looking up, you see the lifts. Simple wooden platforms attached to a system of pulleys, allowing people to ascend the vertical settlement. It is slow, patient technology. There is no rush here. Everything moves at the pace of a deep breath. The people you see are calm. They greet you not with suspicious stares, but with a simple nod of the head. A quiet acknowledgement. Their clothing is woven from natural fibers, in colors that mirror the canyon itself. They move with a purpose that seems free from anxiety. You find your way to one of the rope lifts. You step onto the platform, and with a gentle pull of a lever by the operator, you begin to rise. The ascent is smooth and silent, save for the faint groan of the ropes. Below you, the canyon floor recedes. You see small, well-tended gardens tucked into ledges. You see homes whose doorways are natural caves, expanded and made comfortable within the rock. Smoke from cooking fires drifts lazily into the air, smelling of roasting vegetables and fragrant herbs. There is a feeling of deep peace here, a sense of history that is not a burden but a foundation. You can feel it in the stone, which is cool to the touch as you trail your hand along the cliff face beside you. It seems to hum with a low, ancient energy. Your destination is the very top, the pinnacle of the canyon. As your lift climbs higher and higher, the sun finally dips below the horizon. The sky does not fall into darkness. Instead, it transforms into a breathtaking tapestry of stars. With no city lights to wash them out, the heavens are ablaze. The Milky Way is a brilliant, shimmering river of light, stretching from one end of the sky to the other. The lift comes to a gentle stop at the highest platform. Here, perched at the very edge of the world, is a structure unlike the others. It is a dome, made not of stone, but of metal and glass. An observatory. This is the home of Bugenhagen, the wise man, the elder who studies the planet and the stars. You are welcomed inside. The interior is a single, vast, circular room. In the center is not a fireplace, but a strange and wonderful machine. It is an orrery, a mechanical model of the solar system, with planets of polished metal and crystal orbiting a glowing central sun. But this model is more than a simple machine. It seems to be alive, projecting a soft green light that fills the room with a gentle luminescence. You feel the texture of the cool, smooth floor beneath your feet through the soles of your shoes. The air inside is still, and smells faintly of ozone and old parchment. And there, floating serenely beside the great machine, is the man himself. Bugenhagen is ancient, his face a roadmap of wrinkles, each one telling a story. He floats not on a chair, but on a strange green orb of energy that hums with a barely audible frequency. His eyes, however, are bright and full of a youthful curiosity. He smiles a warm, welcoming smile. He does not ask who you are or why you have come. He seems to understand already. He simply gestures with a long, elegant finger towards the ceiling of the observatory. With a low whir of machinery, the dome retracts, opening the room completely to the night sky. The sheer number of stars is overwhelming. It feels as if you could reach out and scoop them up like diamonds. The universe is so vast. His voice is a gentle, reedy sound, like the wind playing over the mouth of a clay pot. And our planet is but a tiny vessel, sailing through an infinite sea of night. You stand beside him, gazing up at the cosmos. He points out constellations you have never seen before. He speaks of distant suns, of galaxies swirling in a cosmic dance so slow that a single step takes 100 million years. He doesn't lecture, he shares, he muses, he wonders aloud with you. He explains that the stars are not just cold, distant lights. They are part of the same great cycle as the planet. They are born from cosmic dust, they live, and they eventually die, seeding the universe with the elements for new life. We are made of stardust, he says, a phrase you might have heard before, but here, under this sky, it feels like a profound and tangible truth. You feel a sense of profound smallness, but it is not a frightening feeling, it is a comforting one. To be a tiny part of such an immense and beautiful whole is a kind of relief. Your own worries and fears seem to shrink, put into perspective by the silent, magnificent scale of creation. Bugenhagen guides you towards the strange machine in the center of the room. He calls it his planetarium. With a wave of his hand, the room darkens, and the machine comes to life more fully. It is not just a model of the solar system. It projects light, and soon you are no longer in a room, but floating in space. A simulation, but it feels incredibly real. He shows you the planet, your world. A beautiful sphere of blue, white, and green hanging in the blackness. He explains that the planet is not just rock and water. It is a living being. It has a consciousness, a spirit. It breathes, it feels, it remembers. And at its core, he explains, is a river of energy, a river of souls. He calls it the live stream. The image shifts. The projection takes you deep into the planet's crust. You see it. A flowing, brilliant river of emerald green light. It moves in slow, powerful currents through the very veins of the world. It is beautiful. It is serene. It looks warm and inviting, like the spiritual heart of everything that is and ever was. All life is born from this river, Bugenhagen says softly. And when we die, our spirits, our memories, our knowledge, it all returns to the river. Nothing is lost. It simply changes form. He explains how this energy, this spiritual essence, is what allows new life to flourish. The trees that grow, the creatures that are born, they all draw a tiny spark from this great wellspring. And in turn, they live their lives, gather experiences, and then return their essence to the stream, making it richer, deeper, wiser. You think of the Mako reactors of Midgar, the giant machines sucking this beautiful green river from the earth to power lights and televisions. You now understand what a violation that is. It is not just drilling for oil, it is draining the very soul of the world. It is consuming the spirits of ancestors to keep the streetlights on. The thought is a sad one. But here, in the quiet wisdom of the observatory, it doesn't create anger. Only a deep, quiet understanding, a sense of the delicate balance of things, a balance that has been broken. Bugenhagen seems to sense your thoughts. He floats closer, his green orb humming gently. The planet is strong, he says, but it is not invincible. It can be wounded, and when it is wounded, it feels pain. He tells you there is more to understand. That to truly know the life stream, you must understand what happens when a spirit cannot return to it. He offers to take you to a place of great sadness, but also of great learning, the Cave of the Gi. You agree. You feel ready to understand more. You leave the observatory and begin a descent not by the public lifts, but down a hidden path carved into the canyon wall. The air grows cooler as you go deeper. The starlight fades, replaced by the soft glow of lanterns placed in niches in the rock. The entrance to the cave is sealed by a large, intricately carved stone door. It depicts figures with spears and shields, their faces contorted in what looks like anger or pain. Bugenhagen places a hand on the door, and with a low grinding sound, it recedes into the rock, revealing a dark opening. You step inside. The air is cold and damp. The only sound is the slow, rhythmic dripping of water from stalactites high above. It echoes in the vast chamber, creating a sound like a slow, watery heartbeat. The air smells of wet stone, of deep earth, and of something else, a faint, lingering scent of sorrow. Bugenhagen produces a soft light from his orb, illuminating the walls of the cave. They are covered in paintings, faded images in red and black ochre. They tell a story. The story of the Gi tribe, who once lived and hunted in these canyons long before the current settlers arrived. He tells you their story in his soft, calm voice. The Gi were fierce warriors. They lived and died by the spear. But one day, they were struck down by a poisoned arrow from a rival tribe. It was not a swift death. It was a slow, agonizing sickness that filled them with rage and bitterness. They died with hate in their hearts. And because of that hate, Bugenhagen says, his voice full of compassion, they could not rejoin the life stream. The river of life is a gentle current. It cannot accept a spirit that is raging, a spirit that is anchored to the world by the heavy weight of its own anger. So thy spirits were trapped here, in this cave, wandering in the dark, unable to find their way home. You look around the vast, silent space. It does not feel haunted in a frightening way. It feels profoundly sad, like a room full of people who have forgotten their own names, forever searching for a door they can no longer see. You walk deeper into the cave. The floor is uneven, and you place your feet carefully. You can feel the immense pressure of the rock above you, the weight of the entire canyon. It is a humbling sensation. You are in the very bones of the world. The path leads you to a vast, circular chamber. In the center is a kind of altar, and as you approach, a faint, shimmering form begins to coalesce in the air above it. It is a large, spectral figure, clad in ancient armor, its face a mask of silent fury. The Gi Natak, the chieftain of the lost tribe. The air grows colder still. A whisper seems to echo through the chamber, a sound with no source, full of ancient pain. But you do not feel fear. Looking at this lost soul, you feel only a deep sense of pity. You understand that its aggression is not born of malice, but of confusion and pain. It is like a wounded animal, lashing out because it knows nothing else. Bugenhagen had explained that the only way to help these spirits was not to fight them with anger, but to offer them peace. To act as a focal point, a calming presence that could absorb their pain and show them the way back to the stream. You stand your ground. You do not raise a weapon. You simply breathe. You project a feeling of calm, of acceptance. You acknowledge the spirit's pain. You let it know that its struggle is over, that it is time to let go. Slowly, miraculously, the raging energy of the spirit begins to subside. The furious red aura around it softens, turning to a gentle green. The contorted mask of fury seems to relax into something like peace. The ghostly form shimmers and then dissolves into a shower of soft, green lights. Each light is a soul. And they do not vanish. They drift downwards, sinking through the stone floor of the cave, rejoining the great river that flows beneath. Silence returns to the cave. But it is a different kind of silence now. It is not the heavy silence of sorrow. It is the light, empty silence of peace. The coldness in the air recedes, replaced by a neutral, calm temperature. The lingering feeling of sadness is gone. The cave is just a cave now. A beautiful, natural space, finally at rest. You feel the dampness on the rock walls, a sign of the life-giving water that seeps through the earth. You hear the steady drip, drip, drip from the ceiling, a natural clock marking a new kind of time, a time of healing. You have learned a profound lesson, that the journey of the soul requires letting go, of anger, of hate, of the things that bind us to our pain. Only then can we return home. You and Bugenhagen make your way back out of the cave, sealing the stone door behind you. The spirits of the Gi are finally free, and their resting place can be left in peace. You ascend once more to the observatory, climbing the winding path as the first hints of pre-dawn light begin to touch the sky. Back in the circular room, with the dome open to the heavens, the stars are beginning to fade. The deep velvet black of the sky is softening to a dark, luminous blue at the eastern horizon. The air has a different quality now. The crisp chill of the deep night is giving way to a softer coolness. Bugenhagen gestures again to his planetarium, the glowing green model of the live stream within the planet. He wants to ensure you understand completely. He zooms the projection in, showing you the river of souls in intricate detail. It is not just spirit, he explains. It is memory. Everything that has ever happened. Every life that has ever been lived. It is all recorded in the live stream. A planetary consciousness. He compares it to a library. Each soul is a book, and when it returns to the stream, its story is added to the great collection. The planet remembers everything. The joy of a child's first steps. The quiet satisfaction of a long life well lived, the sorrow of loss, the wisdom gained from mistakes. All of it flows together in this one great current. This is why, he says, the Cetra, the ancient ones, could speak to the planet. They were not using language. They were tapping into this flow of memory. They could read the planet's story. They could feel its joys and its pains. It was a form of empathy on a planetary scale. You think about this, a river of memory. It's a beautiful concept. It means that no one is ever truly forgotten. Their essence, their experiences, they become part of the world itself. They enrich the soil. They inform the wind. They become a part of every new life that is born. It is the ultimate form of recycling. Not just of matter, but of spirit, of knowledge, of love. The planet is a self-sustaining system, not just physically, but spiritually, a closed loop of immense, beautiful complexity. The soft light of the planetarium casts a gentle green glow on Bugenhagen's ancient face. He looks at you, his eyes full of a deep, paternal warmth. To live is to borrow from this stream, he says. To die is to repay the loan with the interest of your experiences. It is the simplest, most profound explanation of life and death you have ever heard. It removes the fear, the finality. It replaces it with a sense of participation in something grand and eternal. A gentle cycle that has turned for eons and will turn for eons more. You feel a sense of peace settle deep within your bones, a quiet understanding that has been missing. The anxieties of your own journey, the fear of your own mortality, they all seem to soften, their sharp edges worn smooth by the flow of this green river. And now, the sun is beginning to rise. The eastern sky is turning from blue to pale lavender, then to a soft, rosy pink. The first direct rays of sunlight strike the very highest peaks of the canyon, painting them a brilliant, fiery orange. The light begins to creep down the rock faces, chasing the long, purple shadows into the depths. You step out onto the platform outside the observatory. The air is cool and clean. You can taste the morning on your tongue. From this high vantage point, you can see the entire canyon laid out before you, waking up to the new day. You can hear the faint, distant sounds of the settlement coming to life, the soft clang of a blacksmith's hammer, the murmur of voices carrying on the wind, the sound of wind chimes made from wood and polished stone, singing their gentle, random melody in the morning breeze. The world feels fresh, new, full of possibility. The lessons of the night have cleared your mind, leaving behind a quiet clarity. You understand your place in the world a little better now, not as a conqueror, not as a master, but as a participant. A temporary vessel for the planet's energy, here to live, to learn, and to one day return home. The sun climbs higher, and the canyon is bathed in a warm, golden light. The red rock seems to glow from within. It is a place of incredible beauty, and of even more incredible wisdom. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for this place, for its quiet lessons, for its ancient, patient spirit. You know that you will have to leave this place. Your own journey must continue. But you also know that you will never truly leave it behind. The peace of Cosmo Canyon, the wisdom of the life stream, it is a part of you now. A quiet hum of understanding that will travel with you wherever you go. You take one last look out over the magnificent vista, the endless sky above, the deep earth below, and the gentle flow of life connecting them both. And you feel ready, ready for whatever comes next, ready for the morning. And now, it is time for your own journey to come to a gentle close for the night. The stories are told, the lessons are learned. The canyon is quiet now, resting under the midday sun. The great river of life continues its slow, silent journey deep within the earth. Let the peace of that place settle over you. Feel the warmth of the morning sun on your skin. Hear the gentle music of the wind chimes as they turn in the breeze. There is a deep and profound order to things, a gentle cycle that holds us all. There is nothing left to figure out, nothing to solve. You can let go of the day. You can release your thoughts, like souls returning to the stream. Let them drift away on that gentle green current, leaving behind only stillness, only peace. Your own part in the story tonight is over. All that is left is to rest, to allow your body and your mind to heal, to become part of the quiet, breathing rhythm of the night. The world will be here when you wake. For now, just be here, in this soft, quiet dark, and sleep. Sleep well. The faint glow from Bugenhagen's strange, floating orb is your only guide now. It bobs ahead of you, casting long, dancing shadows that make the cavern walls seem to breathe. You feel the air growing heavier, laden with the scent of damp earth and something else, a clean, mineral smell, like stone after a rainstorm. The silence in here is a presence. It's a thick, ancient quiet that muffles the sound of your own breathing. Nanaki walks beside you, his usual proud posture gone. His head is low, his tail still. He is walking towards a truth he thinks he already knows, a story of shame that has defined him for his entire life. You can feel the weight of that story in his quiet, deliberate steps. He is not just walking through a cave. He is walking through his own history, his own heart. Bugenhagen stops. His orb floats to a halt, its gentle light spreading to illuminate a wider chamber. This is it. The end of the path. The air here is still and cold, like a room that hasn't been opened for a century. Before you, scattered across the cavern floor, are figures of stone, dozens of them. They are frozen in the middle of battle, their faces twisted in silent war cries, their weapons raised against an unseen enemy. These are the warriors of the Gi tribe, petrified by their own poisoned arrows in a desperate last stand. You walk among them slowly. It feels like moving through a museum of a single, tragic moment. You can trace the lines of their armor, the details of their ceremonial masks, all perfectly preserved in the grey stone. They are ghosts made solid. A testament to a conflict so fierce that it scarred the very rock of the canyon. Nanaki, however, doesn't look at them. His eyes are fixed on a point further back, towards the passage leading out of this chamber. The way you just came. There, standing alone, is another statue. It is a creature of proud stature, a warrior like Nanaki, with a noble mane and a powerful build. But unlike the Gi warriors who face inwards, this one faces the cave's entrance. Its back is to the protected lands of Cosmo Canyon. Its body is riddled with the stone shafts of countless arrows. It is a lone guardian, a dam holding back a tide of enemies. Nanaki lets out a soft whimper, a sound of confirmation. This is the image that has haunted him. His father, Seto, turned to stone while fleeing the battle, a coward who abandoned his people. Bugenhagen floats gently towards the statue, his voice a soft rustle in the deep quiet. He doesn't speak to Nanaki, not at first. He speaks to the statue itself, as if addressing an old friend. He tells the story, not of a coward, but of a hero. The Gi were relentless. They poured into this cave, the only path into the heart of the canyon. Sato knew they could not be stopped by force alone. So he stood here, in this narrow passage, and held them back single-handedly. He fought with a fury the Gi had never seen. He fought until their poison-tipped arrows found their mark, not just once, but dozens of times. You look closer at the statue of Sato. You see it now. The posture isn't one of flight. It is a brace, a defiant stand against an overwhelming force. The arrows are all in his back and sides because he never turned away from the entrance. He never gave them an inch of ground. He let the poison turn him to stone right here, creating a permanent, unmovable barrier that saved his home. He did not run from the fight. He became the wall. Bugenhagen's orb drifts closer to the stone figure, illuminating the silent, noble face, a face of grim determination. He explains that the stories of his cowardice were told to protect the canyon. To tell the truth would be to reveal this secret entrance, a weakness that could be exploited again. So the tale was twisted. A hero's sacrifice was cloaked in a coward's shame, all for the sake of the future. Nanaki is completely still. He looks from the statue of his father to the petrified Gi warriors, and understanding dawns in his eyes. He sees the battlefield for what it was, a single warrior holding back an entire army. You watch as a single, crystalline tear traces a slow path through his fiery fur, catching the faint light of the orb before falling silently to the dusty floor. It is not a tear of sadness, but of release, of pride. He walks forward, his steps no longer heavy with shame. He stands before his father's statue and lifts his head high, letting out a long, clear howl. It is not a sound of aggression. It is a salute. An answer to a call made half a century ago. The sound echoes through the chamber, a living voice in a hall of silent stone, honoring the warrior who never fled. The journey back up through the cave feels different. The air seems lighter now. The shadows no longer feel menacing, but peaceful. They are sleeping guardians, their watch finally understood. The weight of a false history has been lifted, not just from Nanaki, but from the very stones of this place. You emerge from the cave into the fading light of dusk. The sky above Cosmo Canyon is a deep, velvety indigo, pricked with the first few stars. You follow Bugenhagen back to the observatory. The great machine is still, the model of the solar system hanging in a delicate, silent dance. But your perspective has changed. You don't just see planets and stars anymore. You see a grand, interconnected story. A story of sacrifice, of memory, of how the planet itself holds on to these moments. Seto's bravery wasn't just witnessed by his son, it was absorbed by the life stream, becoming a part of the energy that flows through everything. The planet does not forget. That is the lesson of Cosmo Canyon. It remembers the courage of a lone warrior. It remembers the sorrow of a son who believed a lie. It remembers the stars and their slow, patient journey across the heavens. Every memory, every life, every quiet act of love or sacrifice flows into that gentle green river, enriching it, giving it meaning. You stand on one of the swaying rope bridges, looking out across the vast, dark canyon. A gentle wind, cool with the coming night, whispers through the sandstone structures. It sounds like a voice, humming a long, slow tune. Nanaki stands beside you, looking out at the horizon. He is no longer just Nanaki, the specimen. He is Red 13, the proud son of Seto, guardian of Cosmo Canyon. He has found his place in the story. He has learned that a legacy is not always what it seems. Sometimes the greatest acts of courage are silent ones. Sometimes the deepest love is hidden behind a painful story. And sometimes you have to journey deep into the dark, into the caves of the past, to truly understand the light. And as you stand there, under a blanket of 1,000,000 stars, you feel a sense of profound peace settle over you. A peace that comes from understanding your own small, but meaningful, place in the great, ever-flowing stream of life.